What's going on, YouTube? Well, we're going to look at some cars and trucks, and let's get into it. I found some stuff on the pegs, and in short order since the last video. So we got some things to talk about. Some hot castings, I must admit. Some ones that are probably, everybody wants one. So hope you have good luck finding your own. They're out there. Just got to be diligent. Let's get into something that... Old Greenlight. Well, we looked last time at some of the Series 45 Hot Pursuit cars. Now we're going to look at this one that I was looking for. So, and the other one I couldn't find. The 83 Dodge Diplomat FHP. Haven't found that car, but we did find the 19 Interceptor utility. Let's take a look at that. It's got the recent Chicago graphics. So here she is. Nice looking rig. City that's really very close to Indianapolis, so go there a lot. It's nice to see this vehicle in the up-to-date livery. They use a lot of different vehicles, CPD. You know, they'll use this car. They had the older Explorer. They've had the sedan, Police Interceptor sedan based on the Taurus, the Tahoe. I've seen pickup trucks. I mean, they got a lot of things. Just like NYPD. Not as many, even though they're a big, huge city. I don't think they have as diverse amount of vehicles, but close. So the graphics are good. I did have to go around this vehicle and touch up all the black. This car, when Greenlight does the work on it, a lot of this would have a lot of white around it. You can still see some right there. And then the way they fill in the plastic cladding, that was all kind of white a little bit. So we got that filled in. A little bit of a run there. I get some of it with my fingernail. So I didn't clean it up perfect, but it looks a lot better. Hopefully I get to find another one of these. It'd be cool to have the Hot Pursuit, the police command, Chicago Police Department. I don't know if they have done that set yet. Hopefully they will. They have CHP, NYPD. They had Florida Highway Patrol, Texas DPS. So Las Vegas, I think. So they've done a lot of police departments and state agencies. There's our dual exhaust. The Explorer casting by Greenlight's very good. It is a very good casting. Needs some touch-up work usually, but the casting is really good. So it's a very, very cool truck. Glad to have it. All right. Put this police vehicle over here. Let's continue on with the show. What else did I find? Well, 91 Ford F-250 XLT Lariat trim with the livestock trailer. It's a horse trailer. I mean, it seems like one. Let's take a look. Now, I did wheel swap this. It does have the, which are decent. They just put the thick Greenlight tires. We'll get my red one out. I took the wheels off of this momentarily, just so I could show everybody. We'll look at that in a minute. But hitch and tow Series 30. The trailer is superb. It's one of Greenlight's earlier trailer designs, but it's all metal. I saw all these on the pegs. I only got 2 of those sets. I'm going to move this camera over a little bit and we'll back this truck up. So, awesome cream with the brown two-tone. It's fantastic. Really, really good. It's got the pinstripe there. Tan interior. I did the Steelies wheel swap, and I used Auto World F-150 tires. Really good square-shouldered, tall tire. So they look good for 3/4, 1-ton trucks, single-wheel trucks. It's a great tire. Used on the M2 rim, and then I put some of the hubs, just painted them black to kind of look like the Ford wheel without the caps on it, because you could get this truck with the caps, but I don't really have caps, so A lot of the hitch and tow series, unless it's like a hobby exclusive, typically the quality of the vehicle, I don't know what the production facility is like, but it has a little bit of lower quality control. There's usually some film on the windows. The tamper work is not always perfect. On this model, unfortunately, the hood's got some casting. Where, let me zoom that in so you could see either it's a heavy paint or it just needs to be. I really got to take this hood off and file it, basically. But tamper work is good. This can be remedied. These big posts looking here, just paint this white. I don't know if I did that on this one. No, I didn't. But I've done it on the 92 through 96 Ford front end. This is the bull nose. So these are the wheels it came with, which are a good, accurate representation of that wheel cover that they put over the steel wheel. But the tire is just so big. It doesn't look great. So you can see the quality control on this one is a little bit better, the way everything looks, but it's okay. I got to go around here with the Sharpie, the orange Sharpie, and get that a little bit better. I think I did that on this one. And then maybe put a little bit of silver paint there. But it's not bad. I really like the color combination. That's why I took the wheels off the red one and put them on this one, just because I love the way it looks with those wheels. And the trailer is excellent as well. Again, all metal. Take it off here. Landing gear works good. And side door or side swing. And it's got the partition back there. And then the door, which is fixed. Now, I guess you all would know. It seems like a horse trailer to me, but maybe it is livestock because maybe it's not tall enough. I don't know. Maybe horses don't fit like that. So, all you farmers, you can tell me what this is for. What kind of animals go in there. Because Ertl, for the longest time, makes 1/64 scale livestock animals. So, I kind of wanted to get something to put in the trailer. I want another one of these, different color. I think it looks cool. It looks good with my gooseneck setup on the other one. So, I like it a lot. It looks good with the truck. Really didn't touch it too much. I didn't have to fool with the wheels. They have a little wobble to them, but it's not bad. So there's our little Ford. A lot of those trucks would have had the 3/4 ton truck, would have had a 302 or a 351. They had a 5.8 liters in those a lot. 91 fuel injected, I believe. This is a 91. So last year for that bull nose, 92, they flipped-flopped. They switched it over. Still look like on the modern F-250s and 350s, you know, the cab is different. Same thing with the Chevys. Nowadays, you know, the heavy duty trucks, they always have a little bit different profile. But back then, basically the same body. The chassis was different, but this body and the interior, the hood and everything would be the same as F-150. They just kind of jacked it up on the better frame and axles and stuff. So it's cool that you can interchange body pounds with the two. Now you can't do that so much. Interiors, I believe, are pretty much the same. Pretty close, but the bi-pounds, the hood, doghouse, that all has a little separate sheet metal nowadays. All right, moving on. We'll put this over here. And I think we're going to move on to another hitch and tow. Now, I wanted this casting. So, we have the second gen Scout, but the first gen, really, Greenlight's the first really to do one of these, I think, in 1/64th. Can't really imagine too many. Nowadays, slightly obscure. Not everybody knows about these, but this was the deal back then. I think this predated the Bronco by a few years, I'm pretty sure. So, really, and it was, of course, International's bend on things where they're a little bit heavier duty, more solid feeling, a little bit larger than the competition typically. This certainly was bigger than a CJ Jeep, and it had heavier duty engines and better capacity, better weather protection, even though this top is removable. And you were able to get this too, like with a pickup body style. You could do the half cab. That would come off too. So there's a setup like that. But what a wonderful truck. Of course, my favorite color, green. Got a white top, chrome wheels. I really don't like the chrome on this. Probably be better to paint those white. Now, Greenlight's new tire. I was getting really high hopes for this tire. This profile, the tread is good. Side profile, not so much. I don't like it. It looks more like their typical truck tire on the sidewall. But it does have a little bit thicker detail to it. I feel like these would be interchangeable. Now, they are round, so we give them that. They're true, unlike the other older style tires. So hopefully maybe they'll just move to this. It has the same size, so I'm sure it would fit on the Greenlight trucks, like the dualies and the Dodge, the Ram 2500 trucks. Those where Greenlight's using those tires, this would probably work good, and they'll have a truer setup. I did take the rims off the original axles that they were pushed on. They have the barb style axles most of the time in Greenlight, so if you don't push them on square, they're gonna get hung up and kind of be wobbly. So I did do that, but the rest of the details incredible. Inserted grill, so we give it that depth, and then separate bumpers. Hitch actually works on this casting, looks good, and that really nice lime green paint. The trailer for this is the identical color. That's usually when they use these little utility trailers. This also will look good with my canoe setup, I'm sure. Let's take it out of this little hole right there, and we'll fix this. I think I broke this down. Yeah. This one I gotta glue again. But let's just play with it right now. I think this was the model they used in Deliverance. I think it was this truck. I thought it was an International. I don't know if it was a later Scout. I can't remember. But anyway, I was thinking about the canoe. But that looks cool too. So I like this truck a lot. Mostly what it had, I think, 6 cylinders in these. They had 8 cylinders, I guess, available, but I think that was more of the typical setup on those trucks. If my memory serves me correctly. Okay. Put the canoe back in the canoe area. I think I'll back this up a little bit. It's a 70 Harvester. So I think by 71, 72, 73, somewhere in there, they got to that Scout 2. The 42 Ford, 4-door Super Deluxe car, that was kind of cool looking. I'll probably get that next time. I really liked the way their treatment was on this. So I think we'll probably get that next time we see it. It seemed to not stay around. I mean, I've seen 2 different places where they pegged these. I got my 2 that I wanted, but the rest of them went pretty quickly as well. I didn't seem like there was any peg warmers. Let's take a look. All right. Now, let's look at old dually set. So this was out. I think it was the second time it was shelved. So I picked one up. I didn't like the color scheme originally, but then I thought about it. And the orange was like an industrial orange, yellowish orange. So I went ahead and took all the Tampa work off and stuff. This is Auto Haulers, 9250 pieces, 750 chase, TW28. Now, what's funny about this is it says it's a 72 Cheyenne Super 30. I didn't think that this body style was out in 72. If I'm not mistaken, I think the 73 was the first year, so I don't know if that is a error or if they maybe had the 1-ton trucks with the new body come out first. I have no idea. Now I took the lifted chassis and I put it on my lowered 2-wheel drive chassis, and it looks awesome. So I took all the Coca-Cola stuff off of it. I didn't paint the interior because I don't know what color would look good with the yellow. So I left it black. I touched up the white roof along this edge, and it probably shows up a lot on the camera, but it was a lot of yellow. So I brought some white paint into this area to kind of crisp it up. And it looks good when you're sitting with it naked eye, but it's magnification. It's not perfect, but it looks a lot better. And of course we have the beautiful trim work that M2 does. So it's nice to leave these trucks in the original paint if you can, and just fill in. So I took the grill guard off. I gotta fill in the black detail in here and everything. But she looks good. I'm probably gonna swap bumpers with the bigger bumper. I like to save these shaved bumpers to close-in bumpers with the lower trucks. So we'll probably do a bumper swap on the back. Took the roll bar off. Didn't like that. Now, the Blazer was really cool too. And I took the Tampo work off the Blazer. Oh, let me find. Except for I did not get my brake fluid out to do the windows. So it still has Coke on the windows. But the Blazer is really good too. It's a great color. In person, it's a darker yellow. Like a sunflower or something. Kind of goldenrod color. So it looks good. It's a little yellowish on camera here. Stick the top and put it on. It's a white top. Looks good. None of the issue with the windshield frame like on my last one that I got where it was like missing some of the metal. This will actually, once I get this dialed in, it'll sit nice and flush with that. You got to do a little sanding here and there to get it to fit real good down on there, but I have a lot of material to work with. But these Blazers are good castings. They have a great look to them. They don't have the problem with the shallow bed like these do. And they're awesome. These both have stock engines in them. And of course the good four-wheel drive chassis. So, fan of this truck a lot. They make a good pair. This is gonna probably be set up for more like the farm stuff. Like I want to have it tow some things, and I also have the white one that I lifted. This used to be on the stock chassis. I might put it back to a stock chassis once I get some more trucks with the stock chassis. But I thought it looked good with all the white bumpers and everything. The GMC. I prefer the GMC over the Chevy on these. I like their grill better. So, but still my all-time favorite is my two-tone, which goes really well with the Ford. So it's like they come from the same farm, ranch or whatever. But this one's my favorite. Now they're gonna have the orange and white one. It's probably already out. I've seen it on eBay. I'm just waiting for it to come. And of course the turquoise slammed one with the stock wheels. That's probably almost going to be impossible to find. Almost like the square body set that I found. You know, I'll just have to be in the right place at the right time. So hopefully I find it. But I'm getting a good crew cab dually setup collection going pretty well by myself, I might add. So I'm happy about that. All right. So there we go there. Wonderful truck. Just a great casting. Now they're going to have the OBS Ford crew cab dually that they teased on their social media. M2 I'm talking about. So hopefully we get to see that soon. And rounding it out. So three more. Because did I show this last time? I don't think I did. Let me see if I have the yeah, I might have looked at that. I found the Mustang NYPD. I think I showed this already. But if I didn't, we'll look at it one more time. Very, very nice rolling truck. Show everybody this. This is really cool. This is a great casting. Hopefully I get this in more colors. I'm pretty sure I sold that. So, but it was in my lineup, so we're gonna look at it again. Okay, these are making a lot of waves. So this is 87 Grand National with the Coke. with this crazy Coke. I think this is period correct. So this is supposed to be an 87. So maybe this is like an advertisement back then where I had this. Kind of neat. It's like a Dredge Dreddy looking thing. Sort of graphics. And A38. And then, of course, we're going to look at the dually here next. But let's look at this Buick. So, another diecast manufacturer, replica people are into the Buick Regal. Excuse me. Excuse me. The casting is good, and it has a little bit of drawbacks. Now, I haven't gotten a stock chassis one yet. I've seen multiple bricks of M2 put out, you know, with the silver Buick Regal T-type. It's not a Grand National or GNX, but still same casting, and it's just been getting snapped up. So hopefully I find one. But this is the all black Grand National Custom, and unfortunately they've gone to the plastic base on this. I don't think it's really going to be all the castings. We don't know. Maybe the M2 will say something about that move to plastic base, but it does give the car a little bit of a lighter feel. Now, it does have an opening hood, so let's take a look, and I think it's a modified 3.8 Buick. I got to use this. This is a little bit tighter in here. I got this to open, so I know it does. She fits pretty tight, though, so we got to be careful. I don't want to snap the blade in there. It's easy on X-Actos to do that. I'm just trying to... There we go. It's really not that tight. It's just the amount of paint that's on the black, it snaps in there pretty tight. So I think stock, really? Yeah, stock looking, anyway. So on these Buicks, they kind of have a rudimentary turbo setup. It's kind of an interesting thing, but fuel injected, transverse mount, or longitudinally mounted, turbos up here, you got the intercooler and all that up there, and kind of like a computer-controlled system, but fairly rudimentary, you know, to today's standards. But it worked out fine, and there's a lot of tips and tricks to make that system really powerful and reliable. I mean, the Buick 3.8 pushrod is a great engine, so it's really like having a small block 350 in there. It's just, you know, that kind of stoutness. And you can make big power out of these cars. And unfortunately, they were kind of reined in, and the lore is pretty much true. I mean, they were creeping up on Corvette towards the later part of Regal's life once they got that turbo worked out. And, you know, on paper, they had to make the car a little bit slower, but in actuality, C4 with a 4-speed, you know, in it, really not gonna. It was, this car gave it a run for its money. Let's put it that way. And of course, when the GNX came out, that car was really pretty stout. And then once you put your hands on the car and did a couple of things, it was very fast. So it's a custom car. It's got the GNX BBS style wheels, lowered plastic base. I was trying to take this apart earlier, and I did. But I did. The fuel tank is over the screw. So, you know, when you get your car out of the package, it's going to have a fuel tank like that. This area, I believe, is for the spare tire on these cars. So really not a lot to show underneath. I haven't fixed it. This car needs a back spacing adjustment because it looks a little bit like a train car. And also it has a roll bar with the custom bucket seats, so hopefully we'll get the more stock one soon. But taking all that away, you know, we get the right wheels and tires. It has a really good body proportions. I kind of like this one, you know, because they do Johnny Lightning, they got the auto roll coming up, you know, they do the Monte Carlos and stuff like that. Now the Monte Carlo Greenlight, that's a good car. The Greenlight Monte Carlo, you know, the 83 to the 88, 87 cars, those Monte Carlo SS cars, they're good cars. They're really, really good bodies. But this is really good too. I really like the proportion. I like how thin that B-pillar is on that car. The taillights look good on this. The ducktail spoiler. The bumpers are molded very nicely. And they put rear view mirrors on for your rear view mirror fans. I could take it or leave it on 164. It's good. I know it bothers a lot of people not to have mirrors, but they just get in the way. I mean, these cars I will handle. I'll just put it that way. And so I really don't care about the mirrors. It's not like a 1/18th scale, 1/24 scale, or even 1/43rd. Which probably, you know, you should be putting rear view mirrors on cars like that. But I kind of like the character and charm of 164th at this point. I like having the detail, but I also like the functionality. You know, you want to be able to roll them around a little bit. So that's just me. You got the 3.8 liter turbo sequential fuel injection on there, that call out on the hood bump. And then you can take a look at the grill. Looks pretty good. So they know that if they're going to change body trim levels, we can chrome these because they're separate plastic pieces. Same thing with the rear bumper. So if I wanted to, I could take the coke off easily. And then this is really cool sticker. So I didn't want to do that either. But you have the Grand National badge right there. So it's a cool car. I kind of want to use this and put a stock wheels on it. But or just leave it like this. I'd paint this and get this a little bit crisper around here, gloss black, and set the back spacing, and it'll look pretty good. We'll just wait for, you know, there's going to be a stock version of this coming out. An Auto Club series that M2 does that you can do mail order and become a member or whatever. I think they had this in their one of their Auto Club boxes. Same thing with the regular cab dually. The first time they debuted that casting was an Auto Club box. That car goes for $200. The pink dually. But this is my second regular cab dually. Let's take a look. Really cool graphics. Turquoise over black. So really cool. I found this. You know, it was, again, they were in the mornings. Really got to go in the mornings, unfortunately, especially for someone that like getting up. But gotta go in the mornings. Really the only way you can do it. And found them. They were out there. And there we go. So this one I was able to, and I like this. I knew when this came out, this wasn't going to be a dark green. I thought maybe it was like dark green, but it is black. So it's super easy to cover up the door panel deco with black. Everybody's got a little bit of black in their stash that they can use. And that's what I did. So it's not perfect. I could probably, you can see it in the bumps in there, but, you know, from looking at it like a normal human being in a small vehicle, you don't really can tell. And it preserves all the detail of the trim. So you don't have to go in there and rub it off. You just paint over it. And the only other decal to get rid of was one on the hood. I did take the gloss black and clean up the door surround, so it looked a little bit crisper. Again, when they do these higher productions and stuff like that, when they do the two-tone, they try real hard, but a lot of it. So I cleaned that up a little bit. And I put the stock wheels on. It had these. It had the semi-trucks on it, which is cool too. These weren't very true. I drilled these out a little bit. They still have a hump. Like you'll see this. It goes up and down, up and down. So kind of bothers me a little bit. So I put it on this one. We'll probably swap it back in the future, but I was able to get two of these, so I don't feel too upset that I'm playing with this. I have decided to just leave this truck alone. It's too valuable, basically, to take the paint off and all that. So I'm sure there's going to be plenty more releases of these trucks where they're going to be 2-doors and stuff, and I'll have, hopefully they'll put this in a regular box set, you know, of 6, where you can get a few of these. And you know, hopefully that's not wishful thinking, but more to play around with. At this point, I'm just doing base swaps, and I didn't mind painting this truck or fixing it to my liking, because I knew that the color combination was too good, and I did not want Coca-Cola all over it. So I did the it was only natural for me to do, is to ruin a perfectly good vehicle. So 1973 Chevrolet Cheyenne Super 30. So this is a 73 truck. And for the M2 grills, I do prefer the early grill. I don't like the open grill on the trucks as much as this fine tooth grill, as you can put it. And it looks oh so good on the brown one. So, anyway, that's what we looked at today. I don't think I have anything else right now. But maybe over the coming days we'll get more things, for sure. We know that And I've been following some of the social media stuff. A lot of new castings coming out. And I'll tell you this, if you don't know about this, it's going to be a big one. Especially if you're a fan of this channel, you know that I like these type of vehicles. The mid-century to, you know, early 90s, I'd say, is my favorite. But 84, 85 Chevrolet Astro vans. It has been confirmed. There is test shots of it. Tomica Limited Vintage. So I've already put my name down on some. I want them. So, but we're going to have to wait a very long time. It's going to either be between basically Thanksgiving and Christmas is when we're going to actually have those cars in our hands. But I'm very excited. Very, very excited. It's going to join my limited collection. But anytime Tomica Limited Vintage cars are done with North American spec, or at least left-hand drive, I will get one. They're awesome. I did not get the Lancia Beta cars because they're not that interesting to me. If it was an older Lancia, I would probably do it. But right now, the Astro is going to come out with a blue-on-blue two-tone van with gold wheels, which is incredible, and a silver one with the alloys, with those kind of like checkerboard alloys that they did. So that's going to be great seeing those Astro vans. So, and they're window vans, they're not cargo vans, so they're passenger ones. Just really cool. I think it's an Astro and a GMC Safari. I don't even think it's the I don't think they're both Astro. I thought one was they're might be Chevys. Maybe I think they're both Chevys. They could easily do an Astro van. So, but anyway, I'm going on. Hope everybody enjoyed the show. We looked at some cool stuff today. More to come. Follow all the links below for more content and additional videos, because if you're kind of curious about other cars that you're seeing, believe me, there's videos on it. Probably the most popular is the 1/64 scale playlist, but we have other scales in there as well. Thanks for your thumbs up, new subscriptions, comments. It helps the channel and make us grow. So hopefully more to come. Thanks for watching. Till next time.